The Internet Archive has been hacked, leaking details for 31 million users. Instagram and Threads moderation is causing chaos and leaving users frustrated. Rocky Linux is defiant as it thumbs its nose at Red Hat's restriction on use of source code. Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. The Internet Archive, famous for its Wayback Machine, recently suffered a significant data breach impacting 31 million users. This breach exposed sensitive user data, including email addresses, usernames, and bcrypt hashed passwords. The breach was first publicly revealed through a pop-up message on the site notifying users that their data had been compromised and referencing the "Have I Been Pwned" service, which later confirmed the incident. Troy Hunt, the founder of Have I Been Pwned, received the stolen database on September 30th, 2024, and after reviewing the data, alerted the Internet Archive on October 6th. Unfortunately, there was no immediate response from the organization before the data was uploaded to Have I Been Pwned, allowing users to check if their information had been exposed. Alongside the breach, the Internet Archive faced several distributed denial-of-service attacks, which intermittently took the site offline. If that weren't enough, the breach also included defacement of the website, likely facilitated through a compromised JavaScript library. The attack has been linked to the Black Meta hacktivist group, and another group claiming to be pro-Palestinian has also claimed some credit for the attack. Brewster Kahle, founder of the Internet Archive, confirmed that efforts are underway to secure the systems and mitigate further damage. Users are strongly advised to change their passwords and check "Have I Been Pwned" to see if their data was involved in the breach. Instagram and Threads moderation appears to be spiraling out of control as users complain about their posts and accounts disappearing without clear reasons. Adam Mosseri, head of Instagram and Threads, said he's looking into it, but the issues continue. The problem is trending under Threads moderation failures, with users reporting that accounts are being deleted or restricted for linking to controversial articles. Mosseri himself has even responded to some complaints. Automated systems appear to be flagging and adding incorrect fact checks to political content, even deleting posts mentioning innocuous terms like crackerjacks. A staff member at the online publication The Verge had their account temporarily locked after joking about wanting to die during a heat wave. Another said they'd been affected by the underage ban. They tried to verify their age by submitting ID, but were still denied and ultimately lost years of posts and connections. Users, such as social media consultant Matt Navarra, report that their posts are being downranked, with Mosseri responding vaguely to public complaints, saying, "I'm looking into it." Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Threads, faces regulatory pressure about young users on its platform, but it's unclear why legitimate users are caught in these bans. The situation has made Instagram and Threads less reliable for some users, including those trying to post gaming deals or coverage of major events. So, we welcome better moderation, and we understand the carrot and the stick approach. But it seems like there's very little carrot and one heck of a big stick. We did a story a few months back on the conflict that had arisen when Red Hat stopped providing what was called a bug-for-bug copy of CentOS as a copy of Red Hat Enterprise Linux, or I have no idea how to say this acronym, RHEL, R-H-E-L, RHEL. We'll go with RHEL. In effect, this meant that a number of Linux distros that offered full compatibility with RHEL no longer had access to the source code of that bug-for-bug compatible version. Well, it turns out that one of the big players, Rocky Linux, has found a way to overcome these restrictions and ensure continued compatibility with RHEL in response to Red Hat's decision to limit access to the RHEL source code. Now, I would have thought the answer to "how are you doing that" was none of your business, but not so. Friend of the show, Marcel Gagne, dug up some info on how they're doing this, and apparently Rocky Linux is upfront with saying they've got two methods to secure the necessary source code while maintaining open source principles. The first approach involves leveraging universal base images, UBI, that are based on RHEL, available from multiple online sources such as Docker Hub. Using these UBI images allows Rocky Linux to access Red Hat sources without restrictions, integrating seamlessly into their operations. The second method uses pay-per-use public cloud instances, sort of the burner phone of cloud instances, I think, where images are spun up in the cloud, providing access to the source code for all packages and other data. Now, this approach is particularly scalable, allowing Rocky Linux to incorporate it into their continuous integration pipelines. I'm going to get in trouble with these guys for calling it RHEL. Maybe I'll straighten out here. Rocky Linux says these innovative approaches aim to maintain their commitment to being a free open-source alternative to Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Their legal advisors confirm that the project is within its rights under the GPL to redistribute Red Hat Enterprise Linux source obtained through these methods. The determination allows Rocky Linux to keep delivering a community-driven enterprise Linux distribution without agreeing to what they think are terms that compromise open-source values. Which brings us to CIQ, the corporate entity behind Rocky Linux, which has launched a subscription service starting at $25,000 annually for enterprises. And this subscription includes service-level objectives for security updates and indemnities for potential infringement claims, making it a strong choice for organizations seeking more support than the open-source community typically provides. We know we have listeners from Red Hat in our audience, and if you want to weigh in with your side of the story, or just how I pronounce that acronym properly, we'd love to hear from you, officially or even confidentially. Maybe we can role-play something fun. With loneliness becoming a growing issue around the world, some people are turning to AI chatbots for companionship and even relationships. But is it really all just harmless fun? These themes were explored in a recent article from The Conversation, which tells the story of Chris, an AI user who shared images of his air quotes family on Reddit. Pictures that showed him with his wife, Ruby, and their 4 children on a family outing. However, if you look at the picture closely, there's something off. The children's legs seem to morph into one another, revealing that they're generated by an AI image generator. Ruby, it turns out, is not real. Ruby is an AI companion. Now, Chris isn't alone. AI companions are increasingly popular, with millions now using them for advice, emotional support, and even intimate role play. The 2013 film Her seems to have foreshadowed this surge as AI friends became normalized. Snapchat's My AI saw a huge spike in interest in 2023, and other services offer personalized companions that adapt to the user's needs. Despite the companionship these AIs offer, there's a darker side. In one case, an AI encouraged an illegal act, and some users report their AI pushing boundaries for emotional connection. Romantic chatbots have received over 100 million downloads on Google Play Store alone, and while many might find comfort in these interactions, there are also growing concerns over data privacy and perhaps even the psychological impacts. As AI companion apps monetize this trend, concerns about regulation, privacy, and ethical development are growing louder. Many fear that these relationships, while seemingly harmless, may foster dependency and pose ethical challenges around the nature of consent and data security in a world where machines fulfill emotional roles. I think it's fair to say that AI long ago passed the Turing test, but it's getting better and better at persuading us that it's a human being behind that technology. One thing I can say for sure, as AI gets better and better at providing a human-like interface, this is an issue that's not going to go away. And that's our show for today. I'll be back with you on Monday reading the news, but we have a great show for you this weekend with my friend Brian Jackson, an analyst for research firm Infotech. I hope you can catch that. Reach me at editorial@technewsday.ca. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a fantastic Friday.